let's talk about something a little creative. So we have David Fuller from Essendon Creative. Now, we're talking about titles before, and so he and I both subscribe to the Make Up Your Own Title Day. And his title is Chief Cook and Bottle Washer at Essendon Creative, a champion of small business and an all-round creative bloke. So his business card is rather large to fit all that on there. But he's been building websites since the late 90s, and in 99 he started his web agency and has been working with small businesses ever since, including some of our Master Plumber members. In 2013 he shifted the focus from his business to building websites to working with his clients to help them build their businesses through online marketing. In essence, he draws on his years of experience to help guide others using online tools to attract the kind of customers they're looking for and that are looking for them. So he's here this morning to help share his wisdom and help you understand more about how your online presence can support your brand. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a Master Plumbers welcome to David Fuller.
All right, thank you. Just pop up the first slide. So, how your online presence can support your brand. And I thought I'd rename this for you to the art of being a tortoise. Does anyone remember the story, Aesop's Fables? When I was a kid, I loved Aesop's Fables, those lovely little short stories that had a moral. Does anyone remember the story of the hare and the tortoise? Yeah? Show of hands, you all remember it? All right, fantastic. In essence, it was a race between a hare and a tortoise, and the hare shot off like a rocket, thought this is going to be easy. Said, well, I'm so far ahead, I'll just chill, sit down, have a little bit of a relax under a tree and take it easy because I'm so far ahead of my competitor, I can do it easy. Fell asleep. The tortoise just, one like this, overtook the hare as he was sleeping and crossed the finish line. The hare woke up, started to race, but it was all done and dusted. The race was over, had already won the race. To me, online marketing is a little bit like the hare and the tortoise. You have to be a tortoise to win the race. And that may seem counterintuitive to a lot of you, but the simple fact of the matter is, this is easy, really easy. No, I'm going to say that again. This is simple, but it ain't easy. Right, so I just got a little bit of a straw poll. How many business owners here actually own the business, who make the decisions? Okay. How many of those are in businesses less than 10 people? Whether you're a business owner or not. Okay, so we've got a group. Those less than 20 people. Okay, so we've got some large businesses here as well. And it doesn't actually matter whether you're a large or small business, but the difference probably is that when you're a small business, you probably don't have the funds that some of the bigger businesses have to work with. And I was looking through this little list here, which you've all got in the book, and it gives you a whole bunch of things that you need to do. And that can be really, really terrifying, particularly when you're a small business. You think, how am I going to achieve all this stuff and still get the work done, right, that I need to do? I'm working in the business. How am I going to achieve that? So this is where being a tortoise comes in really handy, and I like being a tortoise. You know, I'm not overly fast. One look at me can tell you that. You know, so being a tortoise is the key here. I'll get you to flick if I can. What is an online presence? So in here I see a couple of things. Website, well, that's a pretty obvious one. Search engine optimization, database marketing, and social media. They're all online presences of some description. Who uses any of those things? Who's got a website? Not too many with a website here. Okay. Who hasn't got a website? Who just doesn't want to talk to me? Okay, it doesn't add up. You either got one or you don't. All right, anyway, so essentially you've got a website. Who does social media? Okay, a few. Who does email marketing of any description? Okay. Who is happy with the results they're getting? Oh, anyway, there you go. I'm glad I saw that hand go up. One of my clients. Right, who's not happy? Who's really not happy with the results they're getting? Okay, Who's got enough work? Too much work. All right. So, what is an online presence? Well, it's your brand, which we've talked about earlier, in any of those online mediums. It can be social media, which consists of a lot of things, your website, your email marketing campaigns. And how do you make sure that you get found? It's great to have a fantastic brand, right? It's a wonderful thing. But if no one sees that brand, if no one finds you, right? If no one gets to actually say, oh, wow, I get this brand and they're going to be great for me. What value? This is my approach. So when I work with a company, I'm looking to see how I can get them found online. And how do we do that? Right? Once again, we do it by being a tortoise. Pretty simple. So, next slide if I can. Right. So are you Hare or Tortoise? Are you fast or are you focused? And by this I mean simply, how many times have you adopted some marketing strategy in your business and you thought, this is awesome, and you've gone all out of the gate, and a month later you've gone, this is hard, it's not working, this clearly isn't working, I haven't had a phone call, I give up, I'll try the next strategy that someone suggests. You know, how many times have you been there? I'm sure we all have. I know I have been over the years. I've tried many marketing strategies. And that's being the Hare. That's saying, well, hey, I'm just going to try things really rapidly and move on. Or, right, you've got a strategy that works, right, now, today, and you're still hanging on to it, but it stopped working 5 years ago because, Yellow Pages bought you in a lot of stuff back in the 90s, but today no one's using it to call you, right? And you haven't transitioned. So that's like being the Hare as well. So being aware of what's out there is really important and how you can actually use that for your business. Now, I hear a lot of catchphrases in my industry, things like, it's really simple. All you do is write, champagne content. Love that one. That's one of my favourites. What the hell is champagne content? I have no idea, right? What does that mean? No, neither do they probably, but it's a good term. The approach is, as I said, really simple, but it's not easy because what you have to do to get found online, what you have to do to grow your business is take a very long-term view and be consistent. I'll get you to flick over the slides. Even my slides are simple. All right. So when I look at a business, I'm going, how am I going to take you from this position where you are today? What's the reality of today? And how are we going to get you to where you want to be over a period of time? Now, I hear wonderful things like, I just want to be number one in Google. You absolutely do not want to be number one in Google unless you're a very large organisation that is built to actually handle that kind of volume, right? So more realistically, I say, okay, well, what do you want to be number one for? What is it that you do that is specific to a potential customer out there? What is your target audience? So the first step in all of this is knowing what you provide and who your actual customer is. I hear lovely terms along the way like anyone with a heartbeat, anyone with a wallet. That's great. But just because they've got a wallet or a heartbeat doesn't mean that they've got a leaky tap or they've got a problem that needs your services. So knowing who your client is and exactly the sorts of things that you can provide for them is the starting point of making sure that your online presence reflects your brand and that it's going to actually bring you business. So this slide here shows a trajectory of one of my clients over the last 3 years. I deliberately took the numbers off because numbers are misleading because it's all relative. I asked who was small business here, who's bigger. If you're a large organisation, those numbers might be in the hundreds of thousands. If you're a small, 1, 2, 3 man show, then those numbers might be hundreds or tens. It's all about what kind of business you need, right, to grow your business. If you get 2 calls a day asking for someone to come and do some work, and you can turn that into 4 calls a day, that's a significant growth in your business. So that's what we're about here, is growing the business, not so much about whether we're getting hundreds of thousands of people to your website on a daily basis. So that's a starting point. Who's your target audience? Now, if you're going to put information out online, how are you going to attract people to your business? What is the key to actually attracting your customer? So, does anyone here have a specialty that they do in plumbing? Something that's unique to them? You don't have to tell me what it is, just, all general, all do everything. There must be something you love to do then. And this is where I normally start. What is it that you would like to do? If every phone call that came into your business was exactly the same, like Groundhog Day, every time the phone rang, it was the same client with the same problem that you could fix and make money out of, what would that be? And that's a really good place to start. And it might be something like, I don't know, I love to install, and I've had one of my clients say this to me, this is how we started. I asked him this question, and he said, well, I'm getting on a bit. And for me, digging under houses is no fun anymore. So what I'd like to do is install hot water units all day long. Because not only is it easier for my body, but I also get to make profit on the hot water unit itself. So I kind of do better out of that. So we set about making their business the hot water unit specialists in their area. And I heard local area. Great place to start. Become the specialist in your area. Now, how did we do that? And this is where champagne content comes into it. There's actually nothing bubbly or frothy about it at all. It's just really, really simple. Does anyone know what Google does? What their business is? No one? Got any idea what Google does? They find things. Yep. They help you find things is what they provide for you. Their business is advertising. So they make their money out of advertising. You click on one of their ads, money goes to their bank account, and a lot of it goes in their bank account. They're a very rich organisation. But they do that by having you come back time and time again so that you will search for things in their search engine that they've provided you, right, so that you will click on their ads. So as a business owner, your job in online marketing is to give the answers to the questions that people are typing into that search engine so that they can match your answer with the question, and that's how you get found. So, if you're the hot water specialist in an area, then it's probably a really good idea that on your website, in your social media, in your email marketing campaigns, you're talking about hot water units, hot water services. Everything about them. And a simple, but once again not easy, strategy is to write articles. You all know what a blog is? Write articles. Everything that you can to answer questions about hot water units. What are the different types of hot water units? Why is this one better for this one in this situation? How long should a hot water unit last? How easy is it to get one replaced? What are the different brands? Yada, yada, yada. There's a million things you can write about hot water. Because when I wake up in the morning and find out that I've got a cold shower, I'm like, damn, I need someone to fix my hot water unit. And I type in hot water units, hot water plumber, da-da-da, in my area. If you're going to come up as one of the results, then you better have some matching material for my query. And it's that simple. Without overcomplicating it, there's a lot more you can do, but it's very simplest, that's it. Why is it not easy? Because I tell you that you hear me this morning and probably 95% of you won't do it. Or you'll start and a month later you go, this isn't working, and you'll give up. Right? That's why it's not easy. Because to do this, to get this kind of trajectory, you have to understand that this happens. Right? That it's not just a nice, solid, straight line up. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes down, it goes down, it goes up. Right? And that can be kind of demoralising. But if you understand that over time, that trajectory, if you draw a line there, is up. right? That's what you need to understand to have the commitment to do it over the long term so that you will reap the benefits of your work. All right? So it's about consistency. It's about doing it. And that's why it's hard, because most people won't do it. And that's great to know, because if most people won't do it and you do, then you win the race. Really, really, really simple, right? If you do the work and someone else doesn't, you win. And it might be slow, like the tortoise, one step at a time, but you can wave the hare as you go past him sleeping on the tree. Just keep going. And I know this works because I've done it time and time and time again with many clients over many years, right? And it's a very, very simple strategy, as I've said. Now, there's a whole lot of other things you can do in that, and in 20 minutes I can't give you all that information, but this is a really simple strategy. Now, the thing that I would recommend to any of you here, if you're considering doing this, is find someone to help you do it. Because the other thing that I think is really important in this kind of strategy is to have accountability. Someone who's going to turn up and go, okay, how's that article going? We ready to go? Someone who can give you advice and mentor you through that process. Another quick question. How many of you here actually have a marketing budget that you allocate money to every year? Gee, give that some thought, because at the end of the day, if you get a solid marketing strategy and you're planning to actually do it, and you've got money put aside to do it, right? Otherwise, how's it going to get done? Right? So start thinking, and really, marketing is an important aspect of your business. Today, to get found, you need to be online. You need to be found. You need to be answering those questions. Now, I'll give you a couple of little stories, a couple of anecdotes. This particular business, when I met them, I won't give you numbers, but I think they had a staff under 10. In the last 3 years, that staff has doubled, because the work coming into that business has doubled, or potentially more than that, I think. Right? So ask yourself, in 3 years, if I could double the number of clients I have, would that be worth putting aside some money and time to make it happen? Right? If you've got enough work, that's fine, right? I get that. I mean, if you don't want more work, that's cool. If you do, and you're trying to grow your business, then you really need to have a strategy. And it's like we're saying, you have to have a strategy to start with, and find someone to help you. Make sure that it's regular, that it's consistent. Understand there's ups and downs, but overall, if you do the work, if you get it done, there will be a reward over time. I'll get you to flick over if I can. So, are you hopeful, or are you targeted? Right? Do you just then say, all right, I'll start writing about stuff online. Dave said it's a good idea. I'll get out there and I'll just start putting stuff up because Dave said it was good. But this is where I go back to that. Who are you as a business? What do you want as a business? What's important to you? What kind of client do you want? What's your ideal client? The client's going to make you the most profit, for example. Talk to them. You won't miss out on the other clients, I guarantee you. You're probably missing out on now anyway, right? But if you talk to the actual client that you want, and your voice is about helping that client answer their questions and solve their problems, right? You will not only get them, you will get all the clients that are around that. So understand who your target audience is and write about those things. Now, you do not have to be a Rhodes Scholar to do this, right? If you can't write, talk. That's probably what I do. I hate writing, just quietly. I do a lot of it, but I hate it. I like to talk, so you can talk to a video. Put it on YouTube. There's another bit of online presence. Talk about, how to maintain a hot water unit, how to get the best life out of your hot water unit. How do I set the temperature so that people don't get burnt or whatever? Can I do that, or do I need to get a licensed plumber to do that? Whatever. Talk about those things. And get it transcribed by someone. You can get it done cheaply. It achieves the same result. So the idea is just to give that information consistently and very targeted at the audience you want. Like I said, simple. If I can. Clear and consistent. Simple, clear, just be clear about what you want, clear about the answers. They do not have to be very long articles, they can be short. And then be like the tortoise and just keep writing for them. And at the end of the day, this is about your client, your potential client, your existing client, the potential customer you might get. It's about them actually, not you. And this is a good mindset to have when you go into this. It's about providing information. Now you will provide information for a whole bunch of people who will never be your customer. It doesn't matter if millions of people read your article, right? Some of them aren't geographically located near you. They'll never be your customer. It doesn't matter. Some of them will be. And if they're getting the information they need and it gets them to your website and they're close and they're like, I need a plumber, and they dial your number, then you're winning the race. So, simple strategy. I think that might be the last slide, and it's simple. As I said, win the race. Just get out there and do it, and do it, and do it, and do it. Don't give up. Don't get despondent. Pick that strategy, know your target audience, and just keep doing it. That's it for me.